Hello everyone. I'm Solon and I'm from More to Life. More to Life is Malaysia's first home reversion plan, and I shall explain shortly what a home reversion plan is. So just my background, my background is in corporate finance, and I used to work at companies like Khazanah and Usaha Tegas. I graduated at the top of my class in Imperial College Business School, and about 5.5 years ago, I learned about home reversion plans in the United Kingdom. I developed a burning desire to bring it here. Thank you for the opportunity to present this to you. Um, my objective today is simple. First of all, I want to explain the difference between More to Life and an estate agency. And the purpose of that is to get your assurance that we will not be confused as an estate agency. I will tell you a bit about the product. I will go into the background of our team and our history, and I will describe to you our modus operandi. Time is limited to 15 minutes, and I'm happy to take questions at the end. So, in terms of the product, in terms of the background, let's take a story of my auntie Sheila. She's 70 years old. She used to work as a secretary and now she's retired. Her husband has passed away. She has 2 daughters. They're both married, they have good careers, and they're settled in their own homes. She's short of money for her retirement. She depends on her daughters for money. She has a single-story terrace house in Bangsa, which she bought more than 30 years ago. It was worth 1.2 million ringgit. How a home reversion plan works is, an investor will come along and will buy her house. He will pay her 475,000 ringgit, which is a 60% discount, as you can see on the screen. The asking price, 60% discount. Why is he giving her a discount? Why is she giving him a discount? Because he's giving her the right to stay in the house rent-free for the rest of her life. That could be 20 years without rent. That could be 2 years, depending. It's a risk how long she will live. When she passes away, the investor will get vacant possession of the house. He can sell it for its full appreciated value, thereby making a good return. In the UK, insurers, institutions, they love this asset class. If you consider it, my auntie's reality hasn't changed except that she frees a lump sum and also that her house no longer forms part of her inheritance. There is a big social need for this product. If you consider EPF, on average, people have about 150,000 ringgit in their EPF on retirement, but they are expected to live 20 years from the age of 60 to 80, and 150,000 ringgit is not enough for 20 years. However, if you look, a study in Peninsular Malaysia found that 77% of the elderly here have a house of their own, and the houses are usually quite valuable because they bought it 30 years ago. This is why it's such a big industry globally. In the UK, £4 billion of equity was released in 2017 alone. So, in terms of background, I've already talked about myself. My partner is John King. John King is based in the UK. He was the managing director of the largest home reversion plan there for 10 years. He managed a portfolio of £500 million, and he was also the chairman of the Equity Release Council, which oversees the entire industry. Just for your information, UK has had home reversion plans since 1965. So initially what we wanted to do was we wanted to buy the homes ourselves by raising a fund. So we went and we saw the CEO of EPF, we saw the investments head with Khazanah, other companies as well like Amanah Raya. They all declined because all of these funds, when they invest in funds, their fund manager has to have a proven track record of high returns because everyone wants their money. So what we did was we pivoted our business model into a web-based platform. So this is just like iProperty or Property Guru, but it's focused on that niche of lifetime tenancy products. So you would go to this and you browse for homes in exactly the same way you browse iProperty, but all of these homes have a lifetime tenancy attached to it. So we secured funding for our platform, but it's pending this step. Once we clear this step, we will get our money. We will complete development and launch in about 3 months after that. Bank Negara has been kept in the loop all throughout. And for example, the letter that we sent to you, we copied Bank Negara on it as well. Bank Negara has told us that they only regulate banks and insurance companies. And our modus operandi is a real estate transaction. So therefore, we are not regulated by Bank Negara. However, Bank Negara is very keen to see this product introduced because it serves a big need. and they've actually done 2 study visits to the UK, and they've met our contacts there. As you'll see, it's not even an issue that we are an estate agency. We are not an estate agency, but some paranoid estate agencies we spoke to said just go ahead and check. And I like to be extra safe. That's why I'm doing this. I've sent you a letter, and I'm doing a presentation to you today. So let's explain to you the process, the modus operandi of our business. So the first step is listing. When the elderly homeowner lists their property on our website. So how it works is our representative as well as a negotiator will visit the house. We will take a brochure, we will answer any questions that they have, but More to Life will only advise on the product and the process. We may provide them with a bricks report, and we also give them some input on the actuarial discount for their product. But the negotiator is the one who will take the pictures. Our rep will get a signature for the listing terms and conditions for our website, but they will at the same time engage the estate agency to manage the sale. The entire sale process for the elderly homeowner is managed by an estate agent, and the elderly homeowner in the first meeting will engage the estate agent. The agent will post the property on our website and the asking price, and we will circulate the property via email newsletter, just like a company in the UK called Wakely does. We also simultaneously will get investors will come to us for registration. Any investors who are interested in buying our properties will have to register with us through a registration agreement. The purpose of registration agreement is if they misbehave in any way, we can deregister them so they cannot participate on our products anymore. So the investor browses the listings and on our website, and they will choose a property. They are interested in my auntie's house in Bagsa, for example. We will not make More to Life will not make any representations on the health of the person or the condition of the home. The next step is conducted by the estate agent, only by the estate agent, which is the inspection of the property. So the investor will, by appointment, conduct an inspection of the seller's house together with the estate agent or with the negotiator. The third step is a compulsory valuation. The investor has to appoint a registered valuer. They have to pay for it on their own expense. They have to produce a valuation report, and they must make the valuation report available to the seller prior to the negotiation. Once the value has been established, both sides can negotiate. The homeowner is solely represented by the estate agent. At the end, the estate agent will prepare an offer letter and both sides will sign it. Then it moves to both parties' lawyers for the agreements and the completion. The lawyers will manage the sale and purchase agreement, the lifetime lease, and the conveyancing process. We will provide them with standard templates based on the UK ones. There is no deposit, so the estate agent handles no money. As a condition, both parties will simultaneously enter into management agreements with More to Life to govern their relationship. Basically, these agreements with More to Life say that there must be no direct contact between buyer and seller during the period of occupation. Twice a year, we will conduct something called a certificate of occupation, which was basically a letter that we send to the elderly homeowner to say that they are still in occupation of the property. And lastly, every year we will conduct an inspection of the property and report back to the new owner. Once all the agreements have been done, payment is made, the property is listed as sold or is taken down completely from our website. The estate agency will get fees from the elderly seller, and More to Life will get an origination and facilitation payment from the investor. So what does More to Life actually do? We do 5 things. The first is we set up the business. We create the web platform. We produce the marketing materials. We create the templates for the legal agreements. And we also create an actuarial pricing model. The second thing we do is we market the platform. So we use mass media, we use events, we use digital marketing, and we get the best chance for the property to be seen by the investor community. The third thing we do is we answer questions, except when these questions are the responsibility of the estate agent or the lawyers. So, for example, when it comes to price, we will provide the seller with bricks reports, and we will also provide them with actuarial discount but they should consult their estate agent for advice on what the asking price should be. We also, in terms of the price, we also insist on an evaluation report, an independent valuation report, so that also helps with the price. In terms of the fourth thing we do is registrations and listings. We enter into a listing agreement with the seller. We list the property on our website. We also enter into a registration agreement with the buyer, and these will be maintained until the completion of the sale, when we'll take down the property. The last and most important thing is, during the period of occupation, which could be anything from 10 years, 20 years, we will provide certain services to both parties, which is we don't allow them to interact freely amongst themselves. We handle all communication. We also, every 6 months, we will do a certificate of occupation to ensure that the property is still in occupation. And every year we will do an inspection to make sure that it's in good condition. For all of these services that we provide, for all of these things that we do, we get an origination and facilitation payment from the buyer. This is independent of the fees that's paid by the elderly homeowner to the estate agent. You will notice from this slide that none of these activities that MotorLife does are typical activities of an estate agent, which is why we are not an estate agent. So thank you for giving me your time, and as a parting note, I would just like to urge you not to focus on your own professional interests and issue a sweeping decision. Consider the consequences on the Malaysian elderly to retire in prosperity. You have the power. Please ask any questions that you have. We don't have much time, but I'm always available if something comes up later. Thank you once again.